about company culture, it is a buzzword, right? But it's one of those buzzwords that doesn't go away. And when a buzzword doesn't go away, we should probably pay attention to it. And the reason in this particular instance that we should is because we spend roughly half of our waking lives, 50% of our waking lives at work. And that environment shapes us. It influences us. It can either motivate us and inspire us, or it can do the exact opposite. The point is that it matters. And company culture is embedded like a computer code. It is there whether you want to recognize it or not. It will exist, and it should be the backbone of your organization. And if it's not, it's time to take a closer look. And the reason you should is because it affects employee engagement. These two things are directly linked. Your company culture will influence how engaged your employees are. And if you're focusing on hiring the right cultural fit, these employees are going to be more engaged. And company culture and brand are also directly linked. They should be the same thing. And as you're revitalizing your brand on a consistent basis, you should be doing the same with your company culture. You should be keeping up with the trends. And you can look at culture really in two ways as we're talking about it. You can look at it as something that's stagnant. You can think about it as something that's on a frame in your office that your founders created decades ago. Or you can look at it as something that is evolving and fluid, something that your team works on together. And so when you think about that, your team is a part of your values, and what you value is going to attract your top talent. It's the story that's told about your company. It's the story that's told about your organization. It's what differentiates you from the rest. And then you have barriers that come up, right? There's things that are going to happen. And how you handle those barriers, how you handle those challenges also defines your culture. What example is your leadership setting in terms of barriers and challenges? And then you have those organizational heroes, these company heroes that other people are replicating. Now, these are the people who are getting raises and promotions. These are the people who are creating your culture because other people want the success that they have. And then you have your milestones. You have these incidences in your company that you're celebrating. And I think too often we focus on the large successes instead of the small ones, all of the little ways that we can celebrate successes and engage our employees. Now, really a pioneer in this area is Zappos, and you've all probably heard of that, right? Now, it's interesting because they take culture so seriously that they have a 3-month trial period. Now, if a person does not fit within their culture after that period of time, they will write them a check and that person can walk away. They do something that's also called co-culturing. And so they believe that culture is not something that's just for the top, that it's really a team collaborative effort. And when you read about Zappos, you'll find that they sum up their culture in one word, and that word is family. And so now I'm going to have you reflect for a moment, and that's really about 7 seconds, to think of the word that defines your company culture. And then on the next slide, I want you to shout it out. Okay, so quick. Okay, that was too fast, but think of it. And now shout it out. Tell me the word that identifies your company culture. Okay. Louder, keep going. All right, we'll go with it. So, this word means that it's intrinsic. It's there whether you want to believe it or not. And when you think about that, you want to think of, whether or not it truly defines your company culture. Because if it doesn't, it's something to look at. And company culture is something that can be really modified by everyone. You have the ability to do that in small ways. And one way is to identify cultural pain points. And when you think about that, it's really about looking at the small things. Are your meetings effective? Are you having too many? Are you not having enough? How are your performance reviews going? When's the last time you took a look at your interviewing and hiring process? And after you look at the pain points, take a look at what's working. Investigate and take a step back and find out why your employees are happy. Why are they staying with you? How are you retaining them? Because those are the things that you want to hold on to. And the people that are living and breathing your company culture, your culture champions. These are the people that you want to take in developing culture teams with. You want them to pioneer a new shift in culture if you need it, because they're so incredibly passionate about what you do as an organization. They're telling that story and they're sharing that vision. Their actions and behaviors can set something in motion and really create that ripple effect that you're looking for. So it's really that easy. Culture does not have to be this huge project that you work on shifting. It can be ever evolving and fluid. And your quality of life, where you spend 50% of your time, is worth the effort. Thank you.